Have you ever made a decision in the heat of the moment, only to regret it later? Well, this is about one of those moments. One of me desperately trying to make the most of life and ending up learning yet another lesson. A rather valuable lesson that all it takes is a small change in perspective. But let's rewind. It was Christmas, and I'd just said goodbye to my friends after an amazing girls' weekend in Poland. But being the whimsical and slightly delusional person that I am, I decided the fun didn't have to end there. Why go home when I can squeeze in another adventure? In my mind, I was making the most of life. In reality, I was about to learn the hard way that sometimes less is more. Looking back, I might have been trying to do too much. Maybe I was even being a little bit greedy. But in the moment, it felt like a good idea. No, the greatest of ideas. Only, it wasn't. And I was about to find out the hard way. I kept telling myself, maybe this was just part of the growing pains of being an adult still trying to figure out things. Or another life lesson that I can add to my book of life lessons. Who knows? I mean, does it even matter? Anyways, if you're new here, this vlog is part of my series I call Healing Journeys, where I take you along as I navigate life and mental healing through my travels and seeing the brighter side of things. And today, we're in Amsterdam. So get this, I'd been to Amsterdam a few times before. I wouldn't call myself a local, but I thought I knew my way around. Turns out I didn't. That day, everything that could go wrong did. I had planned to visit the Anne Frank Museum, but of course, spontaneous plans come with consequences. It was fully booked. Before traveling, I used to think I was a super organized person, but maybe I'm just an imposter. Turns out I didn't know Amsterdam as well as I thought I did. Was this a sign? Maybe, but I digress. This is Zaandam, a small city neighbouring Amsterdam, a place I had bookmarked in my must-see places for a while. But when I finally made it to my destination, while it was beautiful, I was met with a little confusion. You see, I had built up so many expectations in my head, fueled by picture-perfect Instagram posts. But in real life, it didn't quite match up. So if you're coming here with the expectation that the whole town will look this grand, you may be in for a surprise. I only had myself to blame, but I wasn't about to let my entire day go to waste. If I really wanted to make the most of life, I had to stop whining and actually do something about it. So I did. Enter Zaanse Schans, a charming little neighbourhood in Zaandam, known for its iconic windmills and picturesque views. I had read about this in a few blogs and figured, why not? I had nothing to lose. And this is where it finally clicked. I had spent the entire day complaining about my bad decisions, the weather, getting lost. But the truth was, I was fortunate to even be in Amsterdam. Fortunate to be able to experience new places. Fortunate to have the freedom to make mistakes and learn from them. I was finally able to let go and enjoy the moment. While I was here, I saw a couple taking their wedding pictures, smiling, laughing, making the most of the rainy and gloomy day I had been sulking about. They were embracing the moment. And here I was, stuck in my own head, ruining an experience that was still mine to shape. So I decided to change my perspective. And from that moment on, everything felt different. Even the rain couldn't steal the beauty of this place from me. For the first time that day, I finally felt present. So maybe you should give this place a chance too. You might stumble into a revelation as I did on this day. Turns out I wasn't completely alone for the full 10 hours. But I'm sure you'll be able to look over this little white lie. And also, it finally stopped raining! So my friend had one request. To try this viral cafe known for its sandwiches. And although she's a local and would never normally be caught dead in a touristy spot like this, Instagram one. As for me, well, I'm slightly ashamed to admit that I had been here twice before. Actually, scratch that. I'm not ashamed, because both times the food was incredible. Yes, I stood in line for way too long. Yes, I paid €20 for a sandwich and a drink, but would I do it again? Absolutely.
Yeah, that was it's turning around. Oh yeah, it even says so on the side.
Yeah, and also, what is this?
I think it's just to clean your hands after. Yeah. I'm so excited now. Wow, it's the side that moves. Oh, it's beautiful. I need to take a picture of it as well. What is life?
With my friend now gone, I was alone again, but this time with a refreshed mindset. Maybe all I needed was some good food and a good conversation to snap me out of my funk. I heard there was a Christmas market in town, and me being me, I had to check it out. If there's one thing I know for sure, it's that Christmas market food always hits. As I weaved myself through the crowds, taking in the festive lights and holiday cheer, I finally felt content. Reading the little handwritten wishes people had left behind on the Christmas tree made me even more grateful. This was the season of joy and togetherness. That was the energy I needed to embrace and spread. That's when I came across a little food stall. The owner was radiating so much joy as they handed out treats, and I couldn't help but smile. I'd always wanted to try a chimney cake, so I ordered one. The smell of warm dough, sugar, and cinnamon filled the air. And then I saw the most beautiful Christmas tree that I had ever laid my eyes upon. The day was nearing an end, and as I was wandering through the streets, Amsterdam looked magical. The city was glowing, twinkling with lights, and full of people taking in the scenery. At some point I ended up at a thrift store, at my sister's request to find something quote-unquote cute for her. I didn't end up buying anything, but I did have a browse, and as someone trying to upgrade their basic wardrobe, this was research. One of my favorite things about Amsterdam is that there's art everywhere, even in store windows. It's like a free art exhibition. And as an artist myself, I love that. I wished I had more time to explore, but my time in Amsterdam was sadly up. So it's safe to say things didn't go as planned. But through this whirlwind experience, I learned a lot about myself, about life, and about what gratitude really feels like. Gratitude isn't just saying I'm thankful and moving on. It's feeling true joy and contentment in the moment, no matter the circumstances. It's holding on to that feeling, even when life isn't all rosy and perfect. A day spent complaining ended up with me being grateful and not wanting to leave. Isn't it funny how life changes so quickly? Turns out that it's better not to expect the worst. Because life is only what you make of it, right?